Are you faced with marital relationship and real-life challenges and do not know what to do, but you're bent on finding positive solutions to solving them? Then listen to Relationships Diary with Pastor Ismaila Awudu, resident pastor ICGC East Legon.
When you are not growing in the Lord, you think that, and this one is exclusive for married couples. When you are not growing in the Lord, you think that when you are fasting and you have sexual whatever it is, then it means that your fasting is destroyed, isn't it? And so you have become a sinner. You have to go and pray a special sinner's prayer. Who told you? Hello? It is not like that. Tell the person it's not like that. So even in the marriage context, when you are seriously seeking God or fasting, and you have to break your fasting to attend to your wife's need or your husband's need, hello, spiritual thing, and you can even have to break to do it, then that tells you that you don't have your freedom. But when you are single, you can choose to do that. Do you understand me? If you even marry and God is calling you into ministry and your wife says, I don't agree, God says, deal with her to understand first before you go into ministry. Because in 1 Timothy chapter 3, he said, if you cannot rule over your house, you don't have business being a pastor or an overseer of a church. I mean, let's get these things right, because we hide under the cloak of spirituality at the expense of the marriage. You can pray more than everybody, yes, no problem. But once you are praying, once you are in the room from morning to evening, and the door is being knocked by your child or your wife, God does not say if you stop, the angels will disappear, or the Holy Spirit will not be there. Stop and come and attend to them. Hello? But there is nothing like me or I syndrome in marriage. One of the things that is killing every marriage relationship is the I syndrome. Say the I syndrome. The I syndrome is the self-centeredness, which is about you. Everything is about me. I. But in the marriage, we don't say I, we say we. We say we. So in the marriage context, you speak the language of kings, because kings say we. Kings don't say I. Because immediately you enthrone a king, the king is married to the nation or to the people, to his subjects. That is why he swears the oath, and he says that at noonday, at midnight hour, when it is raining, when it is shining, in good times or in bad times, when you call me, I will answer. One of the critical things that people have failed in their marriages or in relationship is because they don't know the right time to be able to approach the man. When the man is confused and he's thinking, he's come back from the office already, he's moody and all this, that's why he can, hey, John, I forgot to. The last time when we were talking, we didn't finish. He said, you are going to give me money to go and buy that shoe. He will slap you. And you will not understand. You will say whatever, because the man is already stressed. That is not the time to ask of shoe. That's not the time to ask of the children's school fees. That's not the time to raise. And some women, that is the time rather they are going to raise arguments. And this, why is your face like that? I am talking to you, girl, you don't want to look at my face, and you have made your face so straight. What have I done to you? You have not done anything. Hello? The man is trouble because men internalize issues and women verbalize it.
I want to understand the dimension of this. Some time ago, when I was doing my national service, I walked into a room and they were asking me questions concerning relationship. And from there, I realized that one thing that turns me on with women is intelligence. When I see a lady who is intelligent, it turns me on. And
allow, the gentleman is being real. Some of you are not real.
And you were talking about something today, and I've also asked this question with other of my colleagues, and they've talked about the fact that when you are married, intelligence is irrelevant. And you also like talked about it today that a man could be a CEO, come back home, and he's still a boy. And for me, it pisses me off if I should be at the work and my wife should call me and say the remote is not working. It will really piss me off. And so, intelligence in marriage, it's important. I want it to clarify. Thank you.
In fact, intelligence in marriage is very, very critical. What I was saying about you, whether you're a CEO, when you come to the house, you're a boy, I'm talking about your behavior. Because some people can be CEOs, you are controlling a lot of people. When you get to the house, you still think your wife is an extension of your office, where she also have to obey the instructions of your subordinate and command. And that's what I'm saying, that you cannot be a judge, come home and come and put it to your wife. I put it to you. Or be a military person, your wife does something, he said, I'm taking you to the guard room, I want you to begin to march. You can't bring those things to the house. When you come home, you have to see that this is my better half. Love her, cherish her. I mean, play. You forget that you are a policeman, you forget that you are a pastor, you forget that you are whatever it is. It is your home. That is where your nakedness is seen. They can tell you and know who you are. Your children can run to you without calling you judge. They'll call you daddy. Are you following my point? You can lie down, they will walk on you, but you are the boss. Your secretary or messenger will come to the house and see you lying down. Your children are walking on you, or your wife is sitting at your back, or you are in the kitchen helping to cook something. It doesn't demean you. That is why I'm talking about that. When you marry, you put your title there and then you do what you need to do. But when it comes to intelligence, in fact, when we are looking at the levels of attraction, the areas I was talking about, it comes in. Intelligence is one of the areas you consider before marrying a woman. Because listen, if you marry a woman and she cannot reason with you on a certain level, you are going to have a lot of serious problems. It's that one, don't joke with it. That is why in every marriage, when the man you are going up, depend upon how God lifts you, you have to find a way to lift up the woman to your level. Because she is your companion. And if somebody is your companion, the person should be able to understand what you are doing. Investments, projects, like you say, remote control. You should be able to know how to press the remote control. If it is driving, she should know how to drive. You have 2 cars. Why should you be struggling when you have to go for a board meeting? He said, darling, if you don't come and take me to the market, I cannot go because I cannot drive. And the kid should be there. She will learn how to drive. Okay, so she has to know how to drive. She has to know how to take care of the machines in her, because she is the manager of the home. Are you getting my point? She's the manager. So once she's the manager, she has to know and know the temperament of the children, and be able to decode the visitors that come home and their attitude and mentality and everything. So it is quite critical that intelligence is a serious factor in relationship. When you are talking about Manchester United or whatever it is, a man what is man? And all those things. You are talking about stock, she cannot relate with it. So these are some of the things you need to teach her. You need to bring her to a level to appreciate and so intelligence is a serious factor in marriage. A lot of people have problems in their marriages because they cannot relate to their wife. So they confine in their secretaries, confine in their what do you call it, girls outside and everything at the expense of the wife. If they say, oh, you don't know anything, let me deal with the people who knows. It's not the best. You have to find a way to do it. It's expensive, but you have to do it and get it done. Remember last week you were here when I talked about the fork and the knife thing. When the man covered, but the man went ahead to teach the woman how to use the fork and the knife. There has been people who marry their wives when they call computer form for the man rise to a certain level, but I was able to pick the woman, and the women too now have their certificates and all those things, and they are there. So intelligence is a factor. You cannot run away from it. If your friends tells you intelligence does not matter in a marriage, it's a lie. Intelligence matters, and it's not for any reason intelligent women turns you on. But once they turn you on, just be wise.
Thank you. Please put your hands together for Reverend.